everyone, welcome to Get Your Play Online. My name is Michelle and today we're doing a really cool science experiment and we're going to make some plastic baggies explode. So here at Get Your Play Online, we love to use vinegar and baking soda, and that's because it is such a cool and fun way to play with science, and it's such an easy way to learn about really cool science concepts. Today the science concept that we're going to be learning about is chemical reactions and states of matter. So if you want to do this really fun experiment along with me, you're going to need a few things. And I want to start out by saying I made a little printable recording sheet so that all my friends at home can follow along, and I have left it in the comments of our daily schedule video. So if you go back to our daily schedule post, you can find the materials list for this activity as well as this printable recording sheet. So you have the option to print it out. I printed it out because it has a space at the bottom to write some of your observations and predictions. You can also just have mom or dad pull this up on their phone or pull it up on your computer. And that brings me to my second thing I wanted to talk about before we get started. I am definitely recommending that mom and dad supervise this activity, first and foremost because we're going to be using a lot of baking soda and vinegar. So you might need help getting these supplies out of the pantry or cabinet, and you might need help pouring them. And we also want to make sure it's okay and get permission to use that much of the baking soda and vinegar. I also want to touch on a safety precaution. Since we are experimenting with chemical reactions today, I'm gonna recommend that you wear some eye protection. So if you are going outside to do this experiment like I am today, which I definitely recommend you go outside because it can get a little bit messy, just throw on a pair of sunglasses and it should be good to go, just for a little protection for your eye area. If you wear regular glasses like me, those are great too. Ideally, when we do science, we would be wearing, some protective goggles. But I know probably not a lot of people have those at home, so any kind of eyewear is a great choice for this experiment. So let me show you guys what we're going to need for today's video. Like I said, we're going to need about 2 cups of white vinegar, and we're going to need about 4 tablespoons of baking soda. And of course, we're going to need our plastic baggies, so definitely be sure to grab a quart size of the plastic baggies because the quart size is going to fit the measurements that I'm giving you today. So I've got 4 of my quart size plastic baggies. I also have some food coloring just for some extra fun. I've got 4 shades of food coloring in here, and that's why I have 4 plastic baggies. And I also have some large clothespins. Again, I have 4 because we're making 4 baggies. These are the kind that you kind of just slip on. They're not like the pinchy kind. Either one will work as long as they're like pretty large. And a tip for you guys at home, if you don't happen to have large clothespins, you can actually use a little hair clip. So I have a little like hair clip beret. This will also work if you don't have any clothespins for today's activity. So, and then last but not least, we're gonna need some measuring cups. I have a half cup measuring tool, and I also have a 1 tablespoon measuring tool. So let's go ahead and get started on our science experiment. I'm going to just quickly go over our recording sheet and then we can make our baggies and watch them pop. So like I said, today we are learning all about chemical reactions. And some of our friends might not really know what that fancy science word means, but it basically means that when 2 things come together and they mix together, they form something that is totally brand new. And sometimes when a chemical reaction happens, you can observe the result. So like baking soda and vinegar, when they come together and mix, you can hear the fizzling and the popping, you can see the foam happening. That's a chemical reaction. And I just want to highlight one more scientific concept for you guys to help you understand a little bit better chemical reactions. And I want to highlight matter. So matter is what makes up our whole world. Matter is everything around you. Matter is everything that you can see, taste, touch, smell. And matter comes in 3 different forms. It can be a solid, it can be a liquid, or it can be a gas. So gases are kind of hard to see. Sometimes you can smell a gas, but I want to highlight that gases are also a form of matter, and matter is basically just a scientific way of saying it's what makes up something. So let's get started on putting together our baggies so we can watch this chemical reaction happening right in front of us. Let's gather our materials. And if you have your printable recording sheet, just grab a pencil so that you can write your prediction and your observations at the bottom of the sheet. So I have that set off to the side because we're going to use that a little bit later. And now I am going to show you guys how we set up our exploding baggies. So first, let's go ahead and open all 4 of our baggies. Ooh, there's some ants out here. So I've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. And like I said, you might need some help pouring your vinegar, so just ask Mom and Dad for some help with this part. So each baggie is going to get a ½ cup of vinegar, and it's going to get 3 tablespoons of baking soda. So the first thing we're going to do is pour the vinegar inside of the baggie all by itself. So get a ½ cup measuring spoon, and we're gonna pour. Woo! Be really careful when you're pouring. We're gonna pour 1/2 cup right into our baggie. Awesome. And here is the part where you can add some food coloring if you want it. So I think this first bag, sorry if you can hear my dog barking. She's inside and I'm outside and she's not very happy about that. My first baggie, I'm just gonna add a couple drops of red. 1, 2. And that's really all you'll need if you're adding food coloring. So you don't need to mix this up. Just let it sit in the bottom. And then here is kind of a hard part. So I want to show you nice and close. So we're going to pinch our bag at the sides right above all that liquid, and we're going to twist it very tightly. We don't want any of this liquid to come up above the part we're twisting. So we're going to give it a nice good twist so all the liquid stays at the bottom. And here's where we grab a clothespin, and we're going to slip our clothespin over right at the bottom of the part that we twisted. Wow, there is a lot of wildlife out here on my back porch right now, you guys. I just saw a huge dragonfly. Wow! Okay, so we slip our clothespin over the part that we twist so that we can make sure none of that liquid is going to come up. Now is the part when we add the baking soda. So like I said, we're going to add 3 tablespoons of baking soda in each bag. And this is going to go at the top part. So we twisted off a portion of our baggie, and this should leave plenty of room to put the baking soda on top. So we're going to do 3 scoops with our tablespoon measuring cup. 1, 2, and 3. Great. And it doesn't have to be perfect either. So now that we have our baking soda in there, we're going to seal off our baggie nice and tightly. Make sure that it's totally closed, like all the way. Okay, so there's one baggie. Awesome. We're going to set this off to the side very gently, very, very gently. And then we're going to fill up the rest of our baggies. Okay, just be really gentle with your full bag. You don't want it to come untwisted. All right, let's keep filling up our baggies. We're doing number 2 right now. So again, pour a half cup of vinegar. Be very careful when you pour it. And we're going to pour it right into our bag. Whoa! Awesome. And then we can add food coloring just for a little bit of fun. I'm going to add some yellow. And remember, you don't really need to mix it. You can just pour it right in there. 1, 2. 2 drops is really all you need for this bag. Okay, and then we take our bag with the liquid on the bottom, pinch it and twist it nice and tight right above the liquid. You want to make a really tight twist right above the vinegar so that no liquid can come out. Okay, and then once you have a good twist, slip your clothespin over the bottom of your twist. Be nice and gentle. And there's what mine looks like. So you want it to kind of be nice and flat against the bottom part of where you twist your bag. All right, time for baking soda. We're gonna do 1, 2, 3. And seal off your bag. Try to let out as much air as possible when you seal it up. And seal it all the way across, nice and tight. And gently set it off to the side. All right, moving on to baggie number 3. This one is going to be my green. So pour half a cup of vinegar. Pour your vinegar in your baggie. Add your food coloring. Just 2 drops is all you need. Okay, and no need to really mix it. It'll end up mixing itself. Pinch your bag right above the vinegar and twist. And you don't want the liquid to like come up when you twist it, so just maybe twist a little bit above the liquid and then start pinching it closer down towards the bottom. You want it twisted nice and tightly. And slip your clothespin over the twist. Just like that. And then open up the top part above the clothespin, and we're going to add our 3 tablespoons of baking soda. 1, 2, and 3. Awesome. This one is almost ready to go. Just seal it at the top, pinch it nice and tight. Okay, gently, I'm setting this off to the side, nice and gently. Okay, and then last one, guys. This one is going to be my blue bag. So let's get our measuring cup. Do 1/2 cup of vinegar. Whoa, I spilled it. And pour it right into the baggie. And here we go, blue food coloring. 2 drops. 1, 2. Great. I'm kind of just cleaning up as I go here. So I'm going to set my food coloring off to the side. I'm going to set my vinegar off to the side. Okay, now we can pinch and twist our bag. Twist it, but be careful, don't let the liquid come up when you're twisting it. Just twist right above the liquid. Nice and tightly. And then you can slide your clothespin right over the twist. And you want your clothespin to be like really close to the bottom. Okay, now let's add our baking soda to the top, and we'll be almost ready to watch our baggies pop. So 1, 2, and 3. And seal it nice and tight. And that is all of our bags. Looks like we're just about ready to set them up and watch them pop. But first, before we do that, I want to take a second. Let's put on our scientist caps and let's make a prediction about what exactly we think is going to happen here, okay? I think we can all make a really good guess that the bags might explode because the name of our activity is Exploding Baggies. But let's really think for a second and pretend that we are scientists, and why are the baggies going to explode? What do you think is going to make the baggies pop open? So we know that we just talked about chemical reactions. So we can probably guess that maybe a chemical reaction is going to occur. So I'm going to predict that the chemical reaction between the baking soda and the vinegar is going to cause pressure, and it's going to make the baggies pop open. So I'm just going to quickly take a couple minutes before I conduct my experiment and make this prediction and see if we're right. So chemical reaction causes pressure and makes the bags pop open. So let's go ahead and test our prediction and see what happens when we let our baking soda and our vinegar mix together and create a reaction. So I've got my baggies here. I want to make sure they're in a good view of the camera. So how about right here? And I'm just going to line these up. And I'm doing this outside because it's going to get really messy, you guys. So if you don't really have the option of going outside right now, you could also do this in your bathtub. You could do it in a really big sink, something like that, where it's going to be easy to clean up and it's going to be kind of contained. You don't want to do this just like on your dining room table. And this is also the part where we're going to need to put on our glasses. Okay, so pop on some sunglasses or any kind of glasses that you wear over your eyes just to be super, super safe, okay? So I'm going to quickly remove the clothespins as fast as I can, and I'm going to take a big step back to watch what happens to my baggies. All right, so let's get ready. I'm kind of moving stuff out of the way. Let's get ready and see what happens. I'm going to try and remove them all at like the same time. Okay, they're already starting to fizz. Let's watch. Woo! Very cool. After the baggies pop open, you can kind of come back and squish down any vinegar or baking soda that's still kind of lumped up in there. Awesome. That was so cool. Did you guys see what happened? So when I let the vinegar and baking soda combine, it started fizzing up and then the bags filled with air. So that kind of ties into what I was saying earlier about the different states of matter. When a chemical reaction happens between our vinegar and our baking soda, it releases a gas. It creates a whole new state of matter from going from a liquid and a solid into a gas. The reaction lets off a gas, and you could see that when the baggies totally filled up with air and it got so full that they popped open. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this activity today. If you're wanting to extend this activity, you could turn over your sheet and draw a picture, the results and your observations of what happened after you conducted your experiment. But since I'm outside and I'm kind of getting bit by ants, I'm gonna head inside and end our video. But I really hope you guys enjoyed learning about chemical reactions with me today, and I am so proud of all of you little scientists out there. If you did this experiment, don't forget to take a picture and post it on Instagram or Facebook and tag us here at Get Your Play Online so I can see all of your cool, fun science activities that you've been doing along with our videos. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Don't forget to clean up your mess, so ask mom and dad for some help after you're done with this. And I will see you guys next time at Get Your Play Online. Bye!